Okay, March 30th, 2020. Time, I don't know. It's a Monday, and it's about 55 degrees Fahrenheit in here, which is, I don't know, 15 degrees centigrade, somewhere around there, plus or minus. Anyway, I finally have classified these. These are the ones I showed you guys yesterday. I'm going to get to them in a second. This is the book I wrote them down in, A01. This one, I'm pretty confident. You have two basic parts, but I'm pretty confident it's a hornblende and pyroxene. And the metallic gray part is probably galena. That's based mostly off of, scratch tests and stuff like that. This one, AO2, the one I designated AO2 because it wasn't given a designation, is mostly pyrite, chalcopyrite. And when I say chalcopyrite here, unless it's got good crystals that I can see, I'm using chalcopyrite generically as a general copper mineral with sulfides in it. There could be other copper minerals in there, but yeah, just chalcopyrite. And the black mineral is likely ilmenite, and that is based off of, I believe it was the density? Yeah, I think the density and the hardness was what I got ilmenite from. This A3. This is just siltstone. I knew that the second I grabbed it out, and it's just got the little flecks in it. That's just hematite in there, disseminated throughout. That one's not a big deal. Which one's next? Padermine. At first, I was like, what am I looking at? But the cool thing about this I didn't do, and I failed on my part originally, that's a magnet. It's magnetic. Very magnetic, even through the bag. So I did that, and I'm like, oh, well, based on everything else, there's only one thing that can be, and that's magnetite. So the gray metallic part, you can see there's 3 parts in it, but the gray metallic part unquestionably is magnetite. The yellow, you can't really see it in the video that well, but there's a yellow disseminated part, kind of like the hematite was disseminated in A03 or A03. That's probably pyrite, based on the hardnesses and stuff we got. Like, when I did the hardness, when I did the scratch test, I couldn't discern the two, so it's kind of a mixture. That's why that's like that, because there's such fine grain. But the fact that the gray is magnetic is magnetite, but we're still left with this black granule, this hard black granular thing. And at first it didn't dawn on me what that could be. Let me get that piece out for you so you can see it in the back. This black granular stuff. It's hard. And I'm like picking at my head. And although I know this is no copper mine, I'm not very familiar with it in any detail. So I'm racking my brain. I'm like thinking, what's a black, dark, metallic type mineral? Because you can see that it's a slight metallic luster to it. I'm thinking, I'm like, what? And it's opaque. I'm like, what could that be? And nothing's that hard. Then I'm dawned to me, I'm like, wait, I know, the whole area has undergone some metamorphosis. I'm like, I've seen garnets out there before. Well, not in this specific area, but North Shore of Lake Huron in general. And I'm like, I wonder if that's what it is. So I looked it up, and although it's unusual, the color, you can get granular shaped garnets. If there's undergone and this is probably from hydrothermal activity anyway, in part. So it is. You can have very dark to black garnets, and it's probably one of these two, but I cannot tell because I have no good crystal facies for sure what it is on that. So that was the Padermine, the most complex one. And then this last one, pretty one. That one was by Oromine. I actually have 2 of those. I got another one coming up. But based off of what I have conducted and based off the properties of bismite and other bismuth ores, it likely is not. It's probably a mix of pyrite and chalcopyrite, possibly associated with other closely related minerals to those two. That's probably really all that it is. There's probably nothing else really in that specific sample. So that concludes the ones I identified. Now we have the ones coming up. And I'm interested in this because it's almost crystalline. You got almost a crystal shape. And I got to actually look at the faces, but this might be hexagonal. Or some sort of twinning effect. I don't know. I got to look at it in detail. But it's heavy and it's metallic. So, and it's not magnetic. I took a magnet to all of these already. So it's not magnetic. So, I mean, hematite's an option. And then we go, this is the other ore mine, Cabre Lake. This is not magnetic. I don't think this is chalcopyrite. I don't think that is, but, you know, whatever. I've got 2 sample bags from Dane, Ontario. Both are magnetic. This set isn't as magnetic, but it is. See, it's holding it up. Falls the second I lift it. But the Sudbury, Ontario one, he's really magnetic. So there's probably a lot of magnetite in there. But I got to test them to be sure. Other than putting a magnet on it, I haven't done anything with them. But anyway, that's just a real quick update on that. Try to get to this stuff today. Anyway, you know, later in the day. But anyway, that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And I hope you learned something.